coming from a moment of honor, celebration. I think we'll also join in the bandwagon at this time to say we're proud to be Nigerians because this moment it can only get better with our sports and athletes across different sports. Today on Capital Sports, we'll be highlighting some of those moments of national honors as well as also looking at the prospects of what we should be expecting also in the nearest future, talking about activating winning mentalities as far as our sports is concerned. This is what we've been talking about for a very long time, and I think this moment we're beginning to see results, and that is what an average sports lover in Nigeria is expecting. Yes, we don't expect to win always, but most times when when we do the right thing, we expect to see results. Well, on this note, we want to welcome you to Capital Sports, reaching you from the Unity Station NT Channel 5, Abuja. And today we have some stories that we'll be talking, about. And my brother, our guest, will be joining us much later. Is somebody who understands sports, and he will be sharing his thoughts with us on some of the highlights we'll be talking, today on the program. So sit with us. We'll go on a short break. When we return, we'll be firing from there. Thank you for choosing to stay with the Unity Station. Well, right away, I want to welcome my guest, Emmanuel Chisurum. He's a sports analyst. Thank you for joining us on Capital Sports.
Yeah, thank you so much, Abdullahi. It's a pleasure to be here. This is actually my, I think, third time or fourth time, if I'm correct. The three occasions you were not here, but today you're here, so I'm excited to be here with you.
All right. Well, I think we're happy to always have you, join us, and you'll now become a member of the family.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Appreciate.
Well, right away, we have a couple of stories that I would want us to look into together, while we also allow our viewers to be parts of the program. Don't forget, Capital Sports gives you that opportunity to always participate and make your own input. We don't know it all, but we know you also have your own feelings on how some of these things, you see them out there. So in the course of the program, we also want to hear from you. So right away, Emmanuel,
Yeah.
we are looking at, so let's start with the basketball. We were all happy. We saw, the alternate week, we saw the Super Falcons, got rewarded.
Yeah.
It's generated reactions, but we're happy that, citizens are recognized for doing something for their country. Before we, allow that to settle down in our belly, we also saw the Tigers say, we no agree, we want to be part of that celebration and that
Yeah.
honor.
Yeah.
Now, the government also recognize the Tigers, which I think is very good, is a motivation, is an encouragement to see athletes go do your best and you get something. So, what's your take on the reward for the Tigers and the way forward?
Absolutely. Prior to this time, it used to be to whom nothing is given, much is expected. But now I think the presidency has changed that.
Okay.
Now it's more of to whom much is given, much is
Much is
expected,
expected.
and then it's reciprocated over time. The girls have done our nation proud, be it the Falcons or the Tigers. They've gone on to, I mean, live exemplarily and also show the resilience of Nigerian. And also, the president has done right by rewarding them accordingly too. It just goes to show the abundance of talent and how excellent we can be when given the right opportunity as Nigerians. And these girls, even with other opportunities, chose to play for fatherland, and they did exceptionally well with the way they, of course, executed the games and also coming from behind in most cases. Just like the Super Falcons game when they came from behind against the Atlas Lionesses of Morocco, the ladies against the ladies from Senegal in the basketball too had challenges. I think he's in third quarter was really really bad. In fact, they lost the third quarter,
Yeah.
and then they came back in the fourth quarter and won that one. So it depicts the resilience of the average Nigerian. It depicts the never say die attitude of the average Nigerian, and that's exactly what these ladies have gone to the have shown to the rest of Africa the true character of the Nigerian. And also, if I'm to bring back the Super Falcons, they won against the host crowd and against the host nation, a feat that the Super Eagles could not do against the Ivory Coast. And then the ladies as well did exceptionally well in the basketball division. So, in all, it was a very good July for sport for Nigeria.
Well, I want to agree with you, Emmanuel, and we must say, what do you expect when you have this never, say, die spirit in
Yeah,
Nigeria,
yeah,
wherever they are? If they want to excel, they will definitely excel. And
exactly.
we've seen in the two respective teams, basketball and the Super Falcons,
Yeah,
and we just hope that it gets better for our, sports. If look very critically, sports enthusiasts in this country, always give their all to
mhm,
support, our teams,
yeah,
especially our national teams.
yeah,
But what do they get in return? Sometimes disappointment, anxiety, false calculation of lose, make we win, like we always, do in local partners.
yeah,
But I think this time around, we're beginning to get it right. And we do hope that the male teams too will reciprocate
yeah.
in trying to get us some of these victories so that,
Well, especially with the Chan
yes,
going on. But I have a few. I have my should I say
your fears.
my fears with regards to Chan because it's an opportunity for countries to showcase how well the game has gone in various countries within Africa. And when you look at the countries that we are up against, even Sudan, that happens to be in our group that we are playing next, in fact, in that Chan tournament, they have a more functional football league than we do. It is not a good thing. One thing we have in abundance is talent, and that's something we get from our number. In fact, I used to tell people that one state can give us a world cup, whether it is Kano, whether it is Anambra, whether it is wherever, right? We have all of that. But again, the structure, the systems in place is something we lack. And that's probably something that is going to affect our Chan Eagles. We might have the talents, but the cohesion, the right system that they need to actually ensure that they play the football as a business and not necessarily an interstate competition isn't there. But that's something that Sudan has. That's something that other countries have that we do not have. So that's really where I feel a bit iffy. When it comes to we relying on our system to deliver for us, it becomes a problem. But the talent is never a problem. I think that's something God has given us.
I think you have absolutely captured it, correctly. If you also watch the opening game for between Senegal, and
And Nigeria,
our Nigeria,
yeah,
if you watch very well and you understand the game very well, you realize even Chile acknowledged
yeah,
that they played better and
yeah,
they got the result.
yeah,
They were more determined, they were more hungry
yeah.
for the win, and they got that. So
Exactly.
what is actually happening is one big question that you and I will not answer. But let's quickly look at the Tigers now.
Yeah,
The Tigers are also preparing for their own Afro basket,
yeah.
the male, aspect of it.
Mm.
The Tigers used to be one team that when we're watching in the past, we also celebrate, we look for, we can just go bet and say these guys will win. But
Yeah.
now the ladies have taken over. How do you think we can bring back, those good,
Mm.
lost star days when our, the Tigers are playing? We're sure that they will win.
Mm.
Now I learned they play in their preparatory, friendly
Games, yeah.
match today and ahead of the Afro Basket, which commences in a couple of days.
Yeah, so like I mentioned earlier, I said we're a nation of talent. There's a lot of things that we get done just by the fact that we have people, individual brilliance, people that can do these things. But then over time, when the system starts developing, when sports starts getting scientific, people are now relying on systems to prosper, it becomes a problem. For the Tigers, the Tigers, I should say, I think a lot of countries are beginning to catch up with us, and they are not just catching up with us. They are now beginning to go a lot more scientific. We are still heavily reliant on, oh, is a Nigerian in Canada, bring him. Oh, is this one? Oh, this one. And again, we are not investing so much in the league itself here in Nigeria. I'm not saying that the NSC or the National Sports Council responsible for our sports are not doing what they should do. I'm saying that a lot more needs to be done in these areas to get things back. It's not just about let's compete because we want to compete, but I think the competing to win is an entirely different thing. But I feel the reason we are lagging, like you said, is that the fact that a lot of countries are playing the catch up now, and a lot of countries have actually invested in the development of the sport in their countries, and probably we are lagging in that aspect. So that is it, and it shows in the performances or the outputs of our teams, whether it is the D Tigers or D Tigers, whatever. when teams catch up, we used to be very dominant in Africa when it comes to female football as
Yeah,
well.
sure.
We won it, I think, 4 times straight or so thereabout. Then there came South Africa. Why did they come up? They came up because they invested in the sport over a long period of time. There came Morocco as
Morocco,
well. Two
even
finals back to
Zambia,
back in the new
Zambia.
season. So
Yes.
investment in the sport is key. And I don't think we're doing enough of that. That's all.
Okay, well, with the assurances we've often got from the NSC, that is the National Sports Commission,
Mm, mm,
is that they're beginning to, recalibrate. They're beginning to retrace some of those lapses over a long period of time. Now, sports administration, you also have to get people who understand the system, not just
true.
pick people from
And
nowhere.
that's a very good one.
Just because you have
Yeah.
the financial wherewithal, you contest election, you win, and you are into a federation that you know nothing about. So now I think you're beginning to, retrace that so that we get results. Let's just give them the benefit of doubt in,
Yeah,
some
cool.
years to come
And
and
I
see.
want to mention something too. I mean, recall when it was time to appoint, and when was the world round left, and it was time to appoint a coach for the Super Falcons.
Sure.
They got Justin Magudu, who
Yeah.
has actually been with the team for a very long
Long
time,
time.
and has built experience over a period of time. So that is in alignment with divisions of NSC and
Yeah.
what you just said now. So getting people that actually have an understanding of how the system works
Yeah.
is key in making sure we get the right output, But when we just do it the way it used to be in the past, I don't think that's what actually caused the decays that we're beginning to see now.
All right, well, Emmanuel, well said. And we still have a couple of stories, but before we move on, I want to let you know that you can call in to be part of the conversation on Capital Sports for today. The studio phone line will soon be displayed on the screen so that we'll also get to hear from you how you feel about some of those issues we have raised and we're still raising on the program. Quickly, Emmanuel, before we begin to get some of these calls, I want us to quickly look at Coach Justin McDougall and Chiamaka Nnadozie just got nominated.
Yeah.
The Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic, I think, outcome for us.
Exactly.
We'll still celebrate the defeat of the Super Falcons.
Absolutely. Like I feel that the nomination in itself is a win for Nigerian football.
Sure.
Because both actors rather, let me use actors, both actors were homegrown.
Yes.
Both Justin Magudu is all Nigerian, and we saw what he was able to do at the finals of the African Cup of Nations for women. And Nnadozie has been consistent in her progress. From Paris now, she's with Brighton and Hove Albion ladies. And one thing you should know about Brighton and Hove Albion ladies is Brighton and Hove Albion as an establishment that they don't get something that isn't quality. They have the best scouting system in the Premier League, whether it's for the men or for the female football. So
Sure.
getting in that doesn't mean that they spot something that is amazing about her. And she being a product of the Nigerian system is a plus for us. All right. The last time when Ronald Williams was nominated, that was last year. That was a plus for the South African football.
Sure.
This is a massive plus for us.
All right, let's quickly also come back home, talking about the Federation Cup. Kwara United are still celebrating. They are still champions, if you ask me. So they just got rewarded. I think we're talking about the reward system. Well, the energy is just spreading. Go and win and you get something. So everybody now, I saw some clips of some people who want to go and bring their boot and say, I want to start doing sports now. So Kwara United just got some millions into their kitty. Individual players getting a reasonable amount. That is the price for winning. It's good.
But yeah, it's good. But I always advocate for that money to go into, first of all, the welfare of the players should be taken care of by the club. That shouldn't be a problem. But whatever money that comes from the team winning anything, that should go back into the club. And the club should be seen as a business that employs people. Now, if they make money or make extra money, that should also go back to the club in terms of welfare, in terms of merchandise, so that we begin to see our clubs as businesses, not just as platforms where people can probably propagate their political desires and all of that. So, good one for Kwara United, the Afoja Warriors. It's been a long time coming. Almost relegated to 2 seasons ago, but they're back with the Federations Cup. But I think the structures have to really, really be in place so that we know that this is the amount and any team that wins this is getting, so that it is consistent. Not today one person wins this and then tomorrow the money changes and all of that. No, it doesn't help us. We need to be consistent with the reward system as well, so that it's not a problem for us in the long run.
My own concern, beyond just what they are getting, now they also have a continental ticket to go
Via
represent
the
us
FA Cup,
as
yes.
far as CAF, continental competitions are
Yeah.
concerned. In recent years, it's not been that rosy. It's not been two good
Yeah.
stories
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah.
From the days of Ayimba, we cannot say, okay, when our teams qualify for CAF competitions, they're going to do us something, that we'll all be proud of.
Mm.
Do you see the, Afonja Warriors, the Kwara United, Abia Warriors, Remo Stars going to do something as far as the continental level is concerned?
Unfortunately, I don't see it happening. In fact, talking of Abia Warriors, I mean that's second. I don't support Abia Warriors, though I'm from that state. I support the other side of the city.
But they
But
played and got, it was not just by fluke. They qualified.
I know, but honestly, Abia Warriors represented. That's already okay. Where are they going to play their continental games? I don't want Township Stadium. That doesn't qualify
No,
for it.
we have
But
stadiums
it
that.
does. Yeah, I know we do.
Hmm.
They could go to Akwa Ibom is the closest state to them. They could go to the Nest of Champions to play, but then that does not help. The fans won't be available. The stadium will be empty, so you are playing a home game as though it's an away game. These are the structural problems that we have.
Okay. Well, let's hope that such will send a signal of the need to up our game.
Yeah, and to tell you also,
Cover our planks and get.
if I'm to add this, sorry, that both Abia Warriors and Enyimba are owned by the other state government. There's only one, and it's not even a functional stadium. There's only one stadium in the entirety of the state, and that's the Enyimba Stadium in Aba. Now, that stadium doesn't even host Enyimba Continental games. So when you look at all of these things, there's still infrastructural deficiency when it comes to sports in Nigeria that we need to look into. If we can tap into the vibrancy of our home fans by renovating the stadiums and getting our teams to play their home games at home, it's going to go a long way in helping us solve some of these issues.
Quickly, I want us to just not spend too much time on this topic. Ademola Lukman,
Yeah.
Saga, it's not too good for us. This is one player that has given his all, couple of seasons with Atalanta in Italy,
Yeah.
and now probably he's seeing a better prospect, and they're saying you can't go.
Yeah, see that's why players really need to be careful. If you know that a particular clubs in a particular country have issues with gentleman agreement, then there's no point going there. Ademola Lookman is in his late 20s. This is probably he's looking for his biggest move right now to settle himself. And at Bergamo, I don't think he's giving them all he can give to them, our Yoruba brother. He's giving them, even Gasparini himself, he gave him his first major trophy as a coach.
Sure.
And scoring 3 goals in that final, he's done a lot more for the Bergamo City and for Atalanta. The right thing to do, the morally just thing to do would be to say, all right, you've done well for us, just go. This is the next move for you, right? But they're holding him back. I don't see them winning the Scudetto anytime soon. In fact, the fact that they came really close was because Ademola Lookman was there with the goals and assists. Now, with his desire to move, and they are trying to frustrate it. I think it's typical of Italian teams, especially against Nigerian players. I don't know why that is the case.
But some of the reasons we got is that okay, Atalanta is one team that also have prospect to win the Scudetto, but you want to also go to another big team that also pose threat to our dreams of probably winning the Scudetto.
Yes, but there's an agreement that you will let him go if the right offer comes.
But they say not to Italian teams.
Come on, that is too much of a conditioning. Oh, man, and let's be realistic. They are just being, should I say, wizards to him because, yeah, Atalanta could be in the discussion for a Scudetto. But the percentage of them winning the Scudetto is not as high as that of Inter. Inter were there even towards the last day of the season. It was the Champions League that distracted them. They've been in the Champions League final for at least twice in the last 3 or 4 years now. So that is a team that offers Lookman a better opportunity of winning things. So why
All
not
right.
let him go? Yeah.
Let's hope that they settle the issue and allow that young man to settle down, and keep getting the goals
Yeah,
for
yeah. And he needs
whichever
to
team.
settle. He needs to settle this whole club thing to come back so we can get the World Cup ticket.
Exactly. All right. Well, I think one of our line is faulty, but you can call this number 08130251101 so that we'll be able to get your input, even though we've far spent our time. But we'll always be glad to have you, join us. So 08130251101 is the number alternate number to call to get to talk to us on the program. Now, Emmanuel, let's
Yeah.
quickly look at the Nigeria is set to defend its African Youth Scrabble Championship title. I think when it comes to Scrabble, we're not doing badly,
No, we're
but
not.
it's not too popular.
Yeah, it's not too popular because I think countries, when it comes to any kind of sports, have whether indoor sports or whatever, can have their niche. I can mention about 5 countries where football is also not popular, and but what you do to those sports that are not popular is to invest in those sports and bring up incentives to get people interested in those sports.
Okay.
Scramble is a very good one actually, but we must not necessarily be involved in every sport because it's capital intensive to develop any sports to the highest level. So, but it's a good thing that we're also working in that direction. It mustn't always be football, but let's see how it goes basically. But it's not our niche. So,
All right. Well, we must continue also on the program Capital Sports to promote all sports, not
yeah,
only football, basketball. We also have other sports that I think Nigeria stands a chance of winning, both
true,
local and international
true.
laurels, and thereby also raising our profile as far as sports is concerned
Yeah,
internationally. We cannot but talk about the African Volleyball Under 18 Beach Championship that is ongoing and for the female, I know Nigerians are in the final. For the male, unfortunately, they couldn't make it to the final, so they'll slug it out in the third place.
Should the females just represent us on everything these days? Because
Well, I think we need to carry out a research of what is actually happening. That now something I don't know. In recent time, is about
it's just the
female athletes now that are just. So I think the volleyball championship provides opportunity to qualify for the Federation of International Basketball Championship, and I think the ladies have qualified to represent Nigeria. So we'll be looking forward to see what will happen. And now everybody is interested in what happens after winning a gold, a silver, or a bronze. Probably the presidency
you get
will
your
come.
millions, just win.
Well, for some of us, we're all almost retiring and hanging our boots, so I don't think we'll be qualified. But maybe as administrators, someday we'll come back and give
Definitely.
what we've been doing for over many decades, playing football. Well, Emmanuel, I
Yeah.
must thank you for
Thank you.
coming on Capital Sports,
Thank
and
you so much.
you're always a delight to
Thank
share your insights and perspectives on some of these issues
you.
that
Yeah.
we always raise. We are proud of you.
Thank you. I'm grateful. Thank you.
All right. Well, unfortunately, the phone line didn't cooperate with us for you to be able to reach us, but we appreciate your effort and your time with us on the program. Let's do it same time, same station when we come back with more and fresh stories next week on the program. I am Abdullah Hajia. Keep watching the Unity Station. Bye for now.